These theories will make you question everything. So remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's check it out.
2024, who remembers this guy talking about the Brazilian floods? Where he missed this. I also made a video on it. There is a dark spirit that's pretending to be a door. Look. Whew. And he didn't even see it. It was hiding like it was a door. Look at that. Look at that. Once again, when you look closer, it looks like it's a door. It's connected to it. So it's imitating as if it's actually a door. But if you look to the left, it's also a face. So it's trying to copy the door like a chameleon. Like camouflage, people. But it's actually a dark spirit right in front of our face. This is the type of stuff that make you itch. So it was just in the public, blending in. Can you imagine how many other places? And then as the camera begins to move, it moves. My Lord.
Quickly.
Did you not see it? Let's play it again. Slow motion, slow motion. Look, it dropped. That's a dark spirit, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we come against. That is a spirit, ladies and gentlemen. For all the atheists and the non-believing people that can't seem to understand things that they can't see with their physical eyeballs. Well, there you have it. That is a spirit, a dark spirit, what we fight against. Ephesians 6:12 says, it is not flesh and blood that we fight against, but spirits of the unseen world. Demonic powers and principalities we fight against. And to all my brothers and sisters in Christ, continue to be a spiritual praying warrior. You are appreciated more than you actually understand. And even when you are hated, remember, they hated the Lord first. But even he gave his life for those who are ungrateful. Continue to walk that narrow path. I love you guys. God bless. As we come into...
I ain't gonna lie, man. Real or fake. Seeing that make you want to run outside right now and just surround your house with crosses, bro. All around your house, man. Just to make sure you try to be protected at least some way. What in the world was that? Moving like that. Now, yes, the footage could be edited, could be doctored. But if it ain't, fam, we coming up against something. We seeing a lot of strange things right now happening all at once. Do y'all ever feel like it's just a lot happening right now? Now, part of me says, okay, be skeptical. You know what I mean? What are they trying to hide? What are they trying to distract me from? The other part of me is like, okay, what is happening? What's about to happen? That might be the better question.
I've heard about the reset, but talk more about that because
they think that there was natural disasters, probably comet impacts around 11,800 years ago.
Okay.
That reset civilization. It probably knocked us back into the Stone Age.
Yeah.
And that it makes sense if you think about when you're talking like 1,000 years ago with the Vikings and 2,000 years ago with the Romans and just how savage and barbaric people were. But yet, thousands of years before that, they built the pyramids. Like, how'd they do that? Well, if something happened that, like, wiped everyone out back down to, like, just pure savage people that just scratched and clawed to stay alive, and then they rebuilt civilization, boy, you would have the echoes of that barbarism just running through cultures.
I've heard about the reset.
Don't that kind of make sense? Because we keep questioning the pyramids. How did they do it? How are they able to move such massive stones and build and do a lot of the things they were able to do? Granted, they have people, but you're talking about going up. Gravity is not your friend the higher you go. So how are they able to construct, build, shape, and do different things, a lot of the things that they were able to do? Maybe they were advanced, and then a reset happened, and we were knocked back to the beginning. You know what I mean? That doesn't seem too far-fetched to me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Did anyone else see this? When the radio kicks in, it's 1619 megahertz. You don't listen to the radio in megahertz frequency. It's AM or FM. What is that? What is that? So good old Google, the first freaking search. There it is, 1619 megahertz, ceramic passive antenna. What is that? Here are the key features: passive, ceramic antenna, embedded antenna, ground plate dependent. I don't know what any of that means. If anyone knows, like, let me know. But there's more. Applications: embedded antenna solutions, satellite, internet, transportation, agriculture, construction, marine, mining, literally everything. Asset tracking, security, remote monitoring and control, energy monitoring, satellite voice and data communications, satellite phones, like emergency and remote communications, oil and gas industry. We know that there's like a possibility of maybe a cyber attack happening, and it happens to be on all of these things. But that's nothing though, right? Like, it. Am I looking too far into it? Like, I'm freaking myself out. And is this the sound? I'm sorry. Did anyone else?
Hey, man. Hey, listen, man. You know what I mean? Because y'all can probably quiz me. I ain't gonna knock her too hard. You know what I mean? Because y'all could probably quiz me about something and be like, bro, you should actually know that. And I'd be like, listen, man, I wasn't taught that in my household. So I can't really knock her for that. But megahertz is the frequency and AM, FM is the modes. Like, pretty much as simple, you know what I mean, as somebody once explained it to me. You know, so nah, it ain't nothing too crazy. You ain't tapping into like NASA's something or anything like that. You good. You good.
The Simpsons predict the New York flood? Entertainment purposes only. So as we see in this episode, Lisa goes and she decides to press the button. And the button starts to flood New York. This happened earlier today. And they said it's only supposed to get worse. The governor words himself. Just because it stopped raining don't mean it's gonna get better. Y'all see this? This is New York. Right now. New York. What the f going on? I'm just like, how? And what the f at the same time? I'm flabbergasted. Simpsons.
I wonder where the rats were. I mean, were they just floating on devices or different things just through the city? Like, you know, New York got them humongous rats, bro. Them jokers there gotta have social security numbers. They so big. But I stopped watching The Simpsons as a kid. And every now and then I see clips, right? Which is funny to me because Lisa's still the same age. Bart still looks the same. Homer still looks the same. Marge, Maggie, they all still look the same to me. You know what I mean? How after all these years? Them jokers is older than me. But I may have to go back to watching The Simpsons just to see what's about to happen in the world. They seem so good at predicting everything that's happening that I need to just see for myself, and maybe I can get ahead of the curve. Watch The Simpsons, figure out what's about to happen in the world, and then plan accordingly, get out in front of it, figure my way to avoid different things. The Simpsons might save our lives. We never know.
Okay, like a year ago, I saw a bunch of freaking like time traveler TikToks about the world ending in like 2023, like whatever. Or all stupid, right? But now we're having like train derailments and earthquakes and a whole bunch of other nonsense happening. And like, it's like, it's not being talked about. Like, people made like these time traveler videos about 2023 having all these like natural disasters and like things happening and like the world ending, and here we are, and it's only April. Conspiracy theory. Y'all look into it. Okay, like a year ago.
No, we don't need to look into it because it seems like now it's getting crazy, and it seems like they're doing this every single year. Every godforsaken year, they seem like they're doing this. They just had the one for September 23rd or something like that, 2023. They had all these people all worried and up in arms about it. Like at this point in time, I'm gonna start having to link them with the scammers and different things. You know what I mean? People talking about the world is ending. I'm gonna just start treating them like scam likely. Scam likely. That's gonna be the way I look at them and address them from now on.
Welcome back, everybody. I was perusing through my Facebook news, and I have another quick politically centered story for us to talk about. So let's get into it. Now, we all remember what just happened in Maui and in Hawaii with, you know, the horrific blocking of the evacuation roads, possible directed energy weapon usage, also the land grab by BlackRock, which is not a conspiracy or fiction. It's actually a fact. There's documented paperwork. BlackRock bought almost every piece of land that was destroyed. And then...
Really? I didn't hear that. Come on, people. Are y'all not seeing this? Natural disaster. Huge, big, major, big corporation, company, whatever, swoops in, cashes in. They rebuild, do different. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's like they're not even trying to hide it at this point.
Then I read this right here. And this article is from the Washington Post, and it says, odds that 2023 will be the Earth's hottest year have doubled. Doubled. Let me explain something. I'm a very scientific guy, right? Anybody that knows me knows that. Anybody that's watched any of these videos that I've made, you know that, right? So I am not going to sit here and deny climate change. It's absolutely a fact. I mean, we've had 5 major extinctions on this planet. 4 of them have come via climate change, via the warming of the earth due to carbonates or carbon dioxide from living things. And that carbon causing the oceans to warm, melting the ice, causing a flood and then an eventual ice age before things restart and start over again. Now, that's a fact. I believe in that. Okay, I understand that we're sitting at, 1.7 degrees Celsius, and if we hit 2, we're overboard. Yes, I get all of that, and I agree with that. However...
Where can I go to find out what... Hold on. I gotta hear that part again.
Yeah, I understand that we're sitting at, 1.7 degrees Celsius, and if we hit 2, we're overboard. Yes,
We're at 1.7? That puts things into perspective for me. Seriously.
Get all of that, and I agree with that. However, there's been a couple really weird things that have happened that are starting to make me start to question everything. Number 1, like the top 5 conspiracy theories from the last 2, 3, 4 years have all come true, right? We've all seen the videos of what looked like a directed energy weapon, and I was in the military, and I can tell you that looked exactly like a directed energy weapon being used in Hawaii. All right, we have the fires from Canada. There's a video on my page of me walking outside, and literally my skin is orange. Everything is orange. It smells like someone has a fire right underneath me, and it's coming from Canada, right? And then we remember the horrific California wildfires, the horrific Australian wildfires. And then I got to thinking for a minute.
Hey, with so much going on, you don't realize how much you've gone through. You don't realize it till you sit down and stop for a moment. Stop everything, stand still, and think back of everything you've come through, everything you've witnessed, seen, experienced. We've seen a lot, bro. We've seen a lot and witnessed a lot.
I wonder if all of this is a plan, right? Now, climate change is real. Global warming is real, right? But they say it's going to end the world in 9 years. I got to thinking about that. And I don't know, man. With everything that's taken place, knowing the science and knowing what it would take for there to be an extinction level event in just 9 years from right now, and after what I saw in Hawaii, I'm starting to believe that our government may be, in fact, pulling false flag operations where they create a natural disaster and then tell us we're the problem and that we need to fix that problem by spending our own money on electric vehicles, electric this, electric that, electric houses eventually, I'm sure everything, right? We're the problem. So I'm sorry, but right now, in the year 2023, at the end of 2023, going into 2024, I have absolutely no trust in any single word that comes out of our government's mouth. So
None.
what I want to know is, what do you guys
Zero.
think? What do you think about this? What do you think about the ideas that I've said in this video? Please drop them in the comments. Let me know. Basically, my point is, I believe the government is making the climate crisis worse via staging natural disasters, via the weather or directed energy weapons, and then blaming us and telling us we need to change while they fly around on their private jets, right? Okay? I'm not a Democrat, not a Republican, I'm a moderate independent. I want to hear your opinions. Drop them in the comments. Much love.
I think he's right. I mean, he sounds pretty unplugged out the matrix to me. I think the craziest thing he said, not crazy in pertain of him being crazy, just the thing he said about, you know, them creating natural disasters, forcing us to, and then blaming us, and then saying, okay, we need to do better in order to save the planet. We need to go electric, different things like that. But I was all for it when I was brainwashed by it before, thinking that that's what we all needed to do. And don't get me wrong, that could still be the thing. But I'm also aware of that's a form of control. We would be controlled. And the reason why I say that is that movie that I watched, right? Where it was like these hackers had hacked into everything, including the cars. And all you saw was a whole bunch of Teslas driving down the road with nobody in them, crashing into each other, forming a barricade and blocking the bridges so nobody could leave or come in. Nobody could come and go. And I'm thinking to myself, man, with all of these vehicles, all these computers inside these vehicles, makes it so easy. And then my mind was like, well, what if somebody was in the car? Just take over, just like that, and you couldn't even control the vehicle you're driving. Don't that seem scary to y'all? And the thing about it is, it's like they're trying to do away with combustible engines. So it ain't like you have a choice anymore. And when you don't have a choice, that comes off to me as very controlling.
What would happen if Yellowstone, the supermassive volcano underneath the western side of the United States, finally decided to erupt? Seeing super yellow New York all across my For You page really got me thinking about this. And let's just talk about it, because it would be absolutely dismal for the entire planet.
Yep.
The Yellowstone is a super volcano, and unlike a traditional volcano that just...
It is a sleeping giant that we need to hope and pray stays asleep. Seriously.
Just kind of trickles magma out of it. Super volcanoes spew molten rock and phosphoric acid into the atmosphere, way up into the stratosphere. This has happened 3 times in the past 2 million years, and in fact, it's been about 660,000 years since the last time Yellowstone decided to erupt, leading a lot of people to theorize that we're a little bit overdue for an eruption. The last 3 times it erupted, it spewed enough magma and molten rock into the air to cover the state of Texas in about 5 feet of ash. There's just something very unique about Yellowstone, where the pressure underneath the Earth's crust builds up to such a capacity that most volcanoes just can't even compare. See, there's actually a ranking system for volcanic eruptions, and Mount St. Helens, for example, which erupted about 40 years ago, was a 2 on this scale. For every increase on this scale, it's an order of magnitude more material being displaced. I'm sure you guys have heard of Krakatoa. See, that was a 5. All 3 of Yellowstone's eruptions have been in 8. The magma chamber that's sitting underneath Yellowstone National Park is about 60 kilometers by 28 kilometers by 8 kilometers in total volume. Not only would this cover the entire United States with hot pieces of molten magma and sulfuric acid, but this would also block out the sun, completely destroying crops worldwide for decades. On top of destroying all of the crops, most of North America's plant life, which is the foundation of all life, would be just completely wiped out. If you were to be living here, you would be breathing in some of the most toxic air on the planet, which is theorized to just completely cement your lungs. Average temperature would drop by about 10 degrees, which, depending on who you ask, is either exactly what we need or one of the most catastrophic things to ever happen. If you were lucky enough to survive all of this and figure out a way to make sure that your family was able to avoid all of the smoke and toxic air that you're breathing in while still being able to grow crops, you would be considered one of the lucky ones. But let's hope you remembered how to build some of this technology that we take for granted. Let's hope you know how to harvest electricity, because most of the planet would be looking like this. Everything would be decimated, and I don't know about you guys, but I have no idea how to make an iPhone. So once all the iPhones were gone, I'm done. I don't have that technology anymore. Let's say theoretically that something along the lines of Yellowstone erupting has happened in the past, and there was some sort of an advanced human race that was existing at that time frame. It's very reasonable to assume that they would get completely wiped out, completely buried underneath a layer of ash, and this ash is extremely rich in nutrients, so once things cooled down, well, this is Mount St. Helen. After about 40 years, most of the forest has returned. After a supervolcano eruption to the scale of Yellowstone, it's estimated it would take about 1,000 to 25,000 years for it to be completely unrecognizable again and just completely forest. Share this video with someone who's stuck inside today because of...
Oh yeah, we didn't say it would be bad for the planet. It'd actually be good for the planet. It would be bad for us. Let that sleeping giant lie, bro. It won't be good for us at all. Yellowstone can do so much damage. And whoever told you that dropping the planet 10 degrees would be good for us, if Yellowstone does it, it's not going to be good for us at all. I promise you, man. Let that sleeping giant lie. She wakes up, it's like the baby. Y'all ain't getting no sleep tonight. When the baby wake up and start crying and you wanted to get some sleep, you know how? Yellowstone is that baby.
Hi guys, my name is Pearl. Welcome to Little Scary Stories, and it is already starting to be super scary Monday. Turkey has been hit with a 7.8 magnitude earthquake. 2,500 people have been killed. The death toll is rising. Thousands of people have been injured. Turkey has not seen an earthquake of this magnitude in over 100 years. What is going on out there, guys? This is crazy. Buffalo just got a 3.8 magnitude earthquake, and they haven't seen anything like this in 40 years. What on earth is going on? What's going on? All of these strange weather patterns. I don't know, guys. It's starting to look like, I hate to say it, and I'm trying not to be a conspiracy person. I really do, but it is starting to look like the second coming or the apocalypse now or something. It's starting to look I'm starting to get disturbed. What do you guys think? My name is Pearl, and this is Little Scary Stories. Follow me if you happen to like this kind of thing, and I will see you.
Top of the year, you start thinking about everything that went down the previous year, what you experienced, who you lost, the loved ones lost, the people that are here no longer. You start saying to yourself, I wonder what this year is going to bring. What it's going to take from us. What are we going to have to endure? You know what I mean? But at the same time, you don't want to consume yourself with those thoughts, because then you won't be able to live your life to the fullest and do it. You know what I mean? So it's tough, man. It's tough. Sometimes you got to remove yourself and distance yourself away from all the stuff going on in the world, man, just so you can find peace and have a little fun and enjoy life. Because if you worry about everything, then when you have time to enjoy, that's what I'm trying to enjoy, man. Have a good time and enjoy this life while we have it. like my pop say, I told y'all this before. He always say, you only get one chance on the stage, according to him. So what you gonna do with it? Y'all let me know what you thought of these videos, man. These theories and different things and natural disasters and stuff like that, man. And where we headed with this planet. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section. Stick around and stay tuned. The next one, gone.